Right, I'm delighted to be joined by New York Jet star Andre Cisco. You've got a massive game coming up in London, taking on the Denver Broncos. Preview this one for me. What can London fans expect from you and the team?
Yeah, expect a competitive atmosphere for us. We just want to continue to compete on each and every down, and so that's what we're working in off season. By the time London comes around, we'll be a great product.
It absolutely will be. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your journey growing up in Queens. Can you tell me about that, some of your memories?
Yeah, man, just growing up in the New York area, just rooting for New York teams. The Jets is the team I gravitated to, so I was able to see some years of success in the early 2010s, and past that, just still keeping up with the team and having being fans of certain guys like Darrelle Revis and things of that nature. So being back here feels special, feels like a full circle moment, and so just hoping to be part of some winning days here.
100%. You touched on it a little bit there, but of course, you've grown up a New York Jets fan. What was the moment like when you joined this team?
Man, it was surreal, and it felt like everything happened for a reason, and God placed me here at the right time, in the right place, and so I'm excited to get to work and then let all that kind of tell the story by itself.
100%. You touched on God there. I know that your faith is extremely important to you. I know you've been out in Zimbabwe. Can you tell me a little bit about that trip and some of your memories from that experience?
Yeah, yeah, I'll actually be headed back at next week. So, yeah, I did a mission trip last year to Zimbabwe, and we'll be doing another one this year. Just following up with my church in Jacksonville that I joined, and we like to go out there and visit the churches that my church does have out there, and um, you know, kind of lean into where my church has been pouring into the children and some of the different situations out there. Are obviously not ideal, being that Zimbabwe is one of the most unemployed countries and one of the poorest economies. And so we go out there and try to sow good seeds and kind of give people some encouragement.
100%. It's amazing what you're doing. And now continuing with the journey that you've had, can you tell me about your college football years, some of the best memories from that?
Yeah, so being at Syracuse, another New York school, being from New York, that was also full circle moment. Just growing up hearing about the school, watching guys like Ernie Davis and things of that nature, and the movie The Express is one of my favorites. And so coming to Syracuse, everything kind of that's where everything kind of catapulted for me. And I grew a great community of people. I learned a lot, became a better person there and more of a man. And then it catapulted me to the NFL. And so I appreciate everything Syracuse did.
100%. You've proven yourself to be a very talented player, a very quick player as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that race with Micah Parsons and who came out on top? Because it was very close.
Yeah, it's one of my good friends, and so I'll never race him again because that's all the proof I need that I'm faster than him. But yeah, we trust the video on that. I definitely had the edge, and so I'll give it to myself on that one.
100%. It's great to see how amazing you're doing in the sport of football. But aside from that, I know you've done a little bit about stand-up comedy. So can you tell me about your experience doing that?
Yeah, that was a quick in and out career for me, man. I didn't get to extend my career the way I wanted to. Hopefully, I get back on the stage one day. But once I got some laughs, I felt accomplished. I felt accomplished. I made the people laugh a little bit, and so we'll see. Maybe one day I'll get on the New York stage while I'm here.
100%. You've been doing amazing in the NFL so far. You've had such a vast career. What do you think is the craziest story you've had in football so far?
I think the craziest thing I've witnessed is the comeback that we had in the wild card game in 2022 against the Chargers, where we were down 27-0 in the first half and came back and won. That was one of the more crazier games I've been a part of. And, sometimes it's in the moment, you'll never understand, how, like the capacity and how big that game is in hindsight. But looking back, yeah, it was a wild experience. And I was happy to be part of that comeback.
100%. I mean, you're a massive team player. I've seen games where you've been mic'd up and you're great at motivating your fellow players. Where does that spirit come from?
Just enjoying the game of football, having a lot of passion for what game day means. Being in the NFL is such a unique experience. So you want to maximize the opportunity, bring the guys around you along, and just let the product be what the product is. Focus on the process. And so when you get those mic'd up behind the scenes moments. That's just me trying to be inspired, trying to inspire the guys around me, and obviously get the win.
100%. You mentioned some of the players you grew up watching, some of these New York Jets stars, now obviously playing with the New York Jets. Which players have you been alongside that have inspired you the most
As my teammates.
as your teammates? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that a lot of guys in Jacksonville that I play with, Foye Oluokun, Rayshawn Jenkins, I played 3 years with him, and Josh Allen, Tyson Campbell, Daniel Thomas, a lot of guys on that defense that I was teammates with for a long time. Anybody I've been teammates with for 4 years is the longest I've had a teammate. So for me to have started my career with them and grew so much in that environment, those guys I take bits and pieces from all their games and all their approaches to be the best pro I can.
Yeah, it's great to see you playing with all these players. And New York Jets, obviously a team that you hold so close to your heart. What are your ambitions right now with this team? Because I know you want to do some big things with them.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with just winning the Super Bowl. Obviously, winning each day at a time before we get there. But for me, it's about getting to the ultimate goal in this league. If you're not first, you're last. It's kind of how it goes. So we want to be part of the ones that get it done, get us back to those winning days, like I said, and get out the mud with that.
Perfect. Andre, thank you so much for giving me some time. I really appreciate it. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man, and just keep going.